anchors that were critical of the Israeli government, all of which either black or anchors of color. Aside from media saw getting fired a while ago, Joy Ann Reid has now been fired as well. Iman, another anchor that did ethical coverage of Palestine and bring on Wael Lahdu to interview, he was also tanked. At a time when no anchor dared on mass media to speak out for Palestinian people, these were the people that spoke out.
This week reminded all of us just how untenable daily life is like for Palestinians living under Israel's brutal occupation. Imagine here for a second what the world's reaction would be if Russian stormtroopers were seen beating Jewish workers with their rifles in a synagogue in Ukraine during Passover.
And how party answers could impact the election. Not to mention the lives of so many Palestinians who have suffered for much too long. For God's sake, this needs to end.
Of these people were just fired, and even though Msnbc has refused to put out a statement, we all know what happened. We all know why you canned these people. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you follow me for more news updates like this.
What's up, guys? I hope you guys can hear me better. Apparently I had to tool with my brand new computer I got right here, and I know a few live streams ago my audio quality has been pure shit, so I definitely apologize for that. Hopefully now it's clear and it's better audio quality, because you realize that not only the camera quality must be good as well, your audio quality, your mic. So yeah, hope I sound good. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of ATP Live. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and ATP Live is also on the ATP network. You can catch ATP Live on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Twitter. And also, I got some shameless plugs for you guys. Follow me on Red Note. My handle there is AndreX24. And also follow the ATP crew on Twitter. And, you know, Left Indy, he's doing a magnificent job. And also, to follow Left Indy's YouTube channel as well. You know, we're going to do it like the RBN format, you know. And, you know, anybody, you know, Left Indy's on the network, but he can also have his own side YouTube channel, which I think is a good idea. So, yeah, like, follow us on there. And also, too, while y'all looking at me, the few of you are looking at me, like the video. Helps us out in the algorithm. It don't cost you a damn thing. So please like the video, guys. Like, you know, we're a very small channel on YouTube, especially in Rumble, and you know, we trying to get our feet up. So when you like the video, you push us out. More people see us. I'm glad that Liz is coming back on the network now to do tea time again. She been depressed, and you know, she been going through. And Left Indy, he's, you know, making more content. So, you know, it's getting good, you know. We weed out all the bad apples of the network in the past. I'm over all that shit, man. Like, I just don't have time for bullshit. I try to give people a chance after chance to do right. By not only me, to other people on the network as well. And, you know, people just choose to do what they want to do. You know, so, you know. And also, too, it's really sad. You help people out, too. Like, you know they have issues. You know, you try to look over the issues, because I got issues my damn self. I'm not perfect. And then they smear you in the process too as well. Like, it just, some of these people in this world are so fucking sick. Like, they need some psychiatric evaluation type shit, man. Like, I don't know. Like, but as they say, God bless them. So yeah, all our links on YouTube to help Mike out with his GoFundMe is in the description below. And also, too, Mike, aka Left Indy, is gonna be on Tea Time next week. So don't be sure to watch that on Monday. I always give people a notification ahead of time, you know, because, you know, Monday is just only 3 or 4 days away from here. So yeah, man. Some of you guys may know Joy Reid got fired for Msnbc. Shout out to Ariana Jasmine. She does a damn thing. She reports it like she's a professional at this shit. We need more Ariana Jasmines. We need more, you know, mics. Like, those two people in particular are great in this podcasting space. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that too as well. Like, it's crazy. Like, we pretty sure know why Joy Reid got fired. Like, it's it makes sense. Like, MSNBC claimed that they, they downsizing the network, even though MSNBC, some of you may not know, is not part of NBC anymore, NBC Universal anymore. It's part of some other subsidiary or something. I forgot the name of it. So yeah, man, like after Trump won, it's like all these networks are just folding like lawn chairs, I guess. And, MSNBC is a Democrat channel anyway. So I mean, I'm not a Democrat nor Republican, so I really don't give a shit. But but it is what it is. So all right, guys, I'm finna get to the stories. All right, guys. Yeah, man. Y'all see it on your screen. It says uh, it says the Republican House budget resolution potential $880 billion in Medicaid cuts by congressional district. So yeah, like you remember when Trump froze Medicaid payments, he froze food stamps temporarily, and then the judges, they said, hey, you can't do that because the Congress has to authorize that shit to go through. So hey, I told people like this ain't over yet. Like the this is what Republicans want. Republicans want to cut this shit. They want to cut Medicaid, and they want to cut Social Security. They want to cut food stamps. Like that's why I don't. I mean, I know a lot of people say you should like talk about Republicans too. I am now, but the Democratic Party supposed to be the party that supposed to be the working people's party. So that's why y'all probably see me criticize the Democrats more than the Republicans. So yeah, this is no surprise. Hey, what they always say, you can't get them in the rinse, you get them in the wash. No, yeah. If I botched it up, I apologize, man. Man, my headspace is all over the place today. But let me continue. This comes from Center of American Progress. It says, I'm finna read it. It says, it should be very, very small. It says Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program cover essential life-saving health care for nearly 1 in 4 Americans. Wow. Apparently, the Republican Party do not give a shit about your child or your grandma, grandpa being healthy. Like, if they die in sake of a billionaire getting a tax cut, then so fucking be it. Let me continue. It says including low-income individuals and families, pregnant women, seniors, and people with disabilities. For nearly 8 million people, 80 million people covered by Medicaid or CHIP. Those programs mean being able to see a doctor when they are sick, or obtain the medication that they need, or afford home-based care or nursing home services near the end of life. It says the Republican House budget resolution currently under consideration interrupts the House Energy and Commerce Committee to cut at least $880 billion in costs through 2034. Based on previous proposal from House Budget Committee Republican leadership, these cuts are widely anticipated to come from the Medicaid program. It says all states rely on federal matching funds to finance their state Medicaid and CHIP programs. A new analysis from the Center for American Progress explores the potential reach of these cuts by congressional district. It says Table 1 shows potential federal funding losses by district if the $880 billion in cuts were to be proportional to current Medicaid and CHIP enrollment using 2023 American Community Survey data from the U.S. Census Bureau. On average, each congressional district could lose $2 billion in federal funding over 9 years. Wow, that's crazy. It says why it's still unclear exactly how the energy and commerce community would achieve $880 billion in Medicaid cuts. Proposals previously floated have included adding burdensome work requirements to the program, or shrinking the federal medical assistance program that provides states with significant support to help finance their Medicaid programs. An analysis by the Urban Institute estimates that a reduction in the FMAP rate for just those Medicaid enrollees eligible under the Affordable Care Act's Medicaid expansion option would lead to 15.9 million people losing Medicaid and CHIP coverage in 2026 if those states cannot make up the shortfall or drop their expansion as a result. Urban's coverage reduction estimates by congressional district for a scenario are also shown in Table 1. It says districts with high levels of Medicaid and SHIP enrollment, such as California's 22nd district and Kentucky's 5th district, could see especially high losses in nearly $5 billion and 67,000 fewer enrollees per year, and 3.6 billion, roughly 95,000 fewer enrollees per year, respectively. So yeah, man, this is the table right here, man. Like, that's crazy. Of course, the red states didn't do the Medicaid expansion under the AC the Affordable Health Care Act, as y'all can see. But yeah, man, like this. Then it says cuts to federal Medicaid funding would have far-reaching consequences, with states being forced to either raise taxes or scale back program eligibility, limit covered benefits, or lower reimbursement rates to providers. Um, so, yeah, that's it right there, man. Like, yeah, like, unfortunately, man, a lot of people will be hurt by this. You know, I mean, like, see, this is, and this is consequences of, you know, this is on both parties, because I feel like that, um, one party pretends like, no, we will expand it, by, increasing, it's means tested to get Medicaid. If you live, like I live in a red state, you gotta make a certain amount of money per year or per month to get on it. Like, I make too much money according to them, which is not too much because everything's so damn high. Like, eggs is off the charts high at this point. Like, I have to ration eggs because I use eggs as part of my breakfast, in the morning. But yeah, grandma and grandpa, they actually needed Medicaid, part of, Medicaid and Medicare. Like, they'll be screwed. And kids, like, that's crazy about the conservatives. They always, family values and all that shit, but they always, they always don't do what they always preach. They do the opposite. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate, but I mean, like, y'all thought Trump and the Republicans was gonna just stop at what the judge said, like, hey, let's go back in the budget and let's just cut damn near Medicaid down to literally nothing. $880 billion. Like, jeez, like, it's sad, man. All right, guys. All right, guys. All right, guys. Before I get to this next story here, be sure to like the video. It's free. It don't cost you nothing in the algorithm. So, um, likes is free, guys. I don't. You don't have to pay for anything. Oh man, I can't even talk today, man. Just going through a lot, but I see a difference between me and other people is that like, I'm going through a lot of shit right now, my personal shit. Like, I don't let that shit deter me from doing this. Like, everybody has different energy. Like, everybody wants to do stuff. That's cool, But I'm here, man. Like, there you go. Like, I'm here doing this shit for you guys. I know y'all like to see what the fuck I'm talking about, which is weird. Like, there's so many better people online that does this than me. Like, I don't even know why I do this. Really, in all actuality, that's why I thank God for Mike, at least, because, it's good to hear a different voice on this platform other than my dumbass. So, like the video, it's free, don't cost you a thing. All right, guys. So, Luigi Mangione, the guy that's being accused of killing UAC CEO, I forgot that motherfucking name, Brian Thompson. He may walk free. I mean, it's a lot of things to support that. And to this day, people still saying like he might not be the killer. I gotta watch what I say on YouTube. Jesus, he might not be the guy that murked Brian Thompson. But my thing about that is that like if you supposed to be on the left, like even if it's him or not, like this is a win. Like y'all know that Brian Thompson, these other CEOs that in the health insurance realm has been down there murdering people because they refuse to pay for their surgeries, their life-saving surgeries and stuff. And eventually, like, and Luigi was a wealthy guy. People consider him a class traitor because obviously he he murdered somebody that's a wealthy guy working another wealthy guy. Like, yeah, yeah, that's a W, man. Like, the left can't win for shit. Like, we just always gotta microanalyze every motherfucking thing. Like this is why I don't take the left seriously anymore. Like, maybe I shouldn't say this, but that's why I don't consider myself on the left. I don't consider myself no labels anymore because, like, only thing that matters at this point is like taking this energy what Luigi's doing, applying it, building off of it. Like, if the left did what it's supposed to do in my eyes is that kept talking about, how the health insurance is fucking up, like killing people. Like health insurance is literally killing people because they're not covering their health expenses, their surgeries and whatnot, procedures and whatnot, medicine. Like, if you kept talking about that, like, it'll be even a bigger movement. But I digress. It is what it is. But let me get to this article, man. It's from the Hindustan Times. Hindustan Times. I'm saying it wrong. I apologize. It says, man, trying to get rid of all these ads, man. I need to turn on ad blocker for goddamn Chrome too. I got it on Edge, but I prefer Chrome. It says Luigi Mangione, accused of murking UAC CEO, may walk free soon. Here's why. It says Luigi Mangione is accused of murking UAC CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan on December 4th, 2024. It says Luigi Mangione, the 26-year-old accusing of murking UAC CEO Brian Thompson last year, appeared for a status hearing at a procedural court in New York last week amid a sea of supporters waiting outside the courtroom with signs of Free Luigi and healthcare as a human right. It says Luigi Mangione has placed not guilty to the state charges but has not yet entered a plea on the federal murder charges in connection with Thompson's death. The UAC CEO was murked on December 4th while he was walking towards a hotel for his firm's annual investor conference in Midtown Manhattan. And let me say this, like, of course, like, I mean, what else he was going to do? Like, I'm pretty sure Brian Thompson was having a conference or having a speech to say that, hey, we need to stop, we need to stop denying people health care. Yeah, no, let's go to he gonna go to the investor conference and see how much more cuts they need to make. Like, remember, United Healthcare was trying to not cover anesthesia. Like, I wonder, United Healthcare or somebody else, but see stuff like that. Like, that's like CEOs are like they work for the investors, man. They work for the the shareholders. I mean, like, that's the job of the CEO. It's not to improve the services, improve, the insurance. It's, to make them more money, the shareholders more money. So yeah, let me continue reading here. It says the 26-year-old was indicted by a Manhattan grand jury on 11 counts, including one of first-degree murder, 2 of second-degree murder, and counts of other weapon and forgery charges, a CNN report said. The Manhattan District Attorney has said that if convicted, Mangione faces a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Yeah, right. It says Mangione's next hearing has been scheduled for June 26 by Judge Gregory Caro, who also set deadlines for the former legal team to file motions. Additionally, federal prosecutors have not yet decided on whether to pursue the death penalty against Mangione. However, if found guilty on the federal charge of murder, he could be facing the death penalty. The decision was ultimately need the approval of the U.S. Attorney General, but with the amount of public support that Mangione has received, more than any person typically charged with a first-degree murder would ever get, could play up to his favor. How? With an apparent gray area in American law named jury nullification. Ooh, I never even heard that before. It says jury nullification is a term used to describe the situation when a jury, on the basis of their own sense of justice, refuses to convict a defendant despite sufficient evidence of guilt. In many ways, American juries nullifying a case have been supported by some and opposed by others. The concept is oddly placed in the U.S. legal system. So basically, because he's getting positive support, I guess they could say like, yeah, like this won't be, you know. I guess we can like null it, like say he's not guilty, and move on. Like I think that's pretty interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even know that was a thing. It says, according to a document from the U.S. Supreme Court, contrary to the extreme prosecutorial ideology and culture that prevails in contemporary court practice, juror knowledge of jury nullification power is in no way improper, unethical, or destructive of justice. Wow. Yes, it's in the U.S. legal system. It should not be. I mean, duh. In fact, it says juror knowledge that juries may use jury nullification to protect Americans for tyrannical government is the true purpose for the constitutional right and enshrinement of trial by jury. Court should celebrate, embrace, and openly inform jurors of their absolute right to acquit rather than seek to deceive jurors or to steal this knowledge and power from them. I'm pretty sure a lot of jurors don't even know this. I'm gonna read this a little bit more here. I ain't gonna read all of this. This is a long article. According to a CNN report, Clay S. Conrad, the author of Jury Nullification, the Evolution of a Doctrine, said that the concept is not that simple. Usually when a jury nullifies a case, what they do is give a lot of weight to weak evidence because it gives them an excuse to do what want to do anyway, which is acquit. He told the media outlet. The possible reason as to why Mangione could get a chance to be acquitted also comes from the sympathy, coming from the public around him. Yeah, that voices the same concern over modern American politics and the nation's healthcare system as him. So yeah, so basically, because see, this is why also too, corporate media stopped talking about Luigi Mangione. Like if you go on Google and type in Luigi Mangione, like you won't see main outlets talk about him anymore, because when they do talk about him, he gets so much positive feedback versus as they want to control us, like have us on the string. They want us to scold him because how dare you kill a hard-working man that has a family. Even though Brian Thompson didn't give a shit about families, thousands of families that lost their loved one due to denying health care. So, yeah, like I think the Luigi situation woke up a lot of people too as well. But I'll get to that. I'm gonna read a little bit more of this. It says legal experts have reportedly said that Mangione's defense could try to get on the jury's own issue for the for-profit insurance industry, turning it on their client's side with sympathy, eventually resulting in notification of the case. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop right there, guys. Yeah, man, so Luigi could get off, man, basically on jury nullification. Wow, man, man, that would be so based if that happened. I really like it. Also, other evidence too. I heard that could get him off as well. I think Luigi has a good lawyer, good defendant, defending him and stuff like that. So, as more evidence come out, his next trial is June 26th. So I definitely will be there to report on that. Yeah, man. Like, all I gotta say is, free Luigi, man. Like, he need to be free. Like, I mean, he ain't do nothing wrong. All right, guys. Before I get to the next topic, which is about Bernard the Cook Sanders, Bernard Sanders of a cook. Be sure to like the video. It pushes us out in the algorithm. It's free. Don't cost you a damn thing. I'm working so hard, man. Like, I go be the one to say, like, I obviously know I'm not going to be ultra popular in this space because so many other people are better than me. But at least I want to be, at least I want to have some sort of impact. So, like video, it helps me have an impact on people's lives, man. Like, I know I talk funny. I know I look funny. I know my background look like shit. I need to get green screen. Mike, shout out to Left Andy. He gave me some tips on that. I need to use a green screen effect, but I don't like how that makes me look. But I'm gonna figure out something. So like the video, I'm growing, guys. Like, thank you so much for watching my shit. Like y'all just don't know. Like, I need to start thanking y'all for watching my stuff. Like, it's so much other shit you can watch. But yeah. So Bernie Sanders, man. My God. Well, before I get to it, man, I want to give a big shout out to Savage Apps. He first wanted to talk about what Bernie Sanders is doing. Like, I think Bernie Sanders is his job is to suck, the energy from, let's say, a movement that's outside of the duopoly, suck it back into the Democratic Party. That's what Bernie Sanders' job is, man. That's how I feel. I'm pretty sure some of you feel that way too. I got right here. It's a tweet from Sam Brody. It says, "Inbox: Bernie Sanders is launching a national tour to fight the oligarchy, beginning this weekend in our city in Omaha." So, yeah, Bernie Sanders is, Bernie Sanders is the biggest hypocrite I know, man. Like, you tell people like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is part of the oligarchy structure, and now since they lost, and Orange Tang and Elon Muskrat is in the off is got power now. Now gotta fight. Gotta fight. Like, this is the same man that left his movement. So yeah, like, to fight the oligarchy, yeah, through the Democratic Party burning, yeah, that's not it, bro. But I'm gonna read it. To click on it. It says, Senator Bernie Sanders next weekend will launch a national campaign titled "Fighting Oligarchy: Where We Go From Here." Wow. Which will focus on the takeover of the national government by billionaires and large corporations, and the country move forward towards authoritarianism. Oh. The tour will target working class district won by President Biden in 2020 and a Republican House member in 2024. Well, that's crazy. It's like, okay, I have a question. Like, so you going to areas where Biden won, and then a Republican member won. Like, yeah, like, you gotta say to yourself, why did Biden lose? Because he didn't give a shit about them, and I hope that they know now, Republican House member, whoever that is in that district, don't give a shit about him either. Like, yeah, just a lot of red flags here. For the first leg of the tour, Senator Sanders will hold town halls in Omaha and Iowa City, where he would discuss the most pressing issues facing working class people, and outline how Americans can fight back against President Trump and Elon Musk, aka Muskrat, who are quickly moving the country towards authoritarianism, oligarchy, and kleptocracy. Oh God, Bernie. Bro, like, you like, Bernie, you have been hiding on a rock for the last 4 years, bro. Like we've been under authoritarianism even before Muskrat and Trump got power, bro. Like, you late, Bernie. Like, I'm gonna say, man, you late, bro. You are late. Let me continue. Sanders said today the oligarchs in the billionaire class are getting richer and richer and have more and more power. Okay. Meanwhile, 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Most of our people are struggling to pay for health care, child care, and housing. This country belongs to all of us, not just a few. We must fight back. Now, Bernie been saying this shit for the longest time, but you making a fool out yourself, man. Like, the Democratic Party don't give a shit about the American working class. That's why they lost in 2024. That's why they lost in 2016. To be honest with you, like I just we must fight back. Yeah, Bernie, your way is like pushing the movement back to the fucking the Democratic Party, bro. Like, most of us on Twitter, not on Twitter, online. I mean, on the left, not Twitter, on the left, are over that shit, bro. Like this fake ass, copycat of what Sherman Sawant and Jill Stein are doing, called Workers Strike Back. I mean, this is what you're doing, bro. Like, my thing is, you're independent, Bernie. Why are you not working with Sherman Sawant? Like, I know you know who Sherman Sawant is. Like, you're not senile, Bernie. Like, you got your right faculties in your mind, bro. Like, you know the fuck going on, man. And I know you know who Jill Stein is. Like, my thing is, like, you criticized the Democrats after the election last year. You know they ain't shit, but you still working alongside them, and you doing this fake ass, gotta fight for our democracy. Oh God, man. So anyway, that's that. Now, let me see. Savvy Sabs, a friend of, a good friend of the show, said this. She said, she quote tweeted what Sam said. She said, instead of collaborating with Sherman Sawant and Jill Stein to fight back against the rich, Bernie Sanders launches a separate Fight the Rich tour to help the Democratic Party, which is also owned by oligarchs. That's what he's doing. Like, Bernie making a fool out of himself. Like, it don't make any sense to me. Like, why are you trying to fight the oligarchy, which owns both parties, in one of those parties, which is the same? That's why I call it a duopoly. Like, it don't make any sense. Like, anybody with a brain, like some sort of brains in their head, will say, like, damn, this shit ain't working, bro. Like, maybe I need to, like, either join another party or join another movement. Like on this graphic here, I'm gonna make it large for y'all. It says, this the one that JB was supposed to, but I sure hate that he couldn't make it. But I'm glad JB is doing all right though. Staph infection is no joke. It says right here. It says, they had an organizing conference. It says fight the rich, and there are two parties. It says end the war, stop mass deportation, $25 an hour minimum wage, and Chris Hedges was also here too, along with Jill Stein and Sherman Sawant. This was 4 days ago, as the recording of this live stream. But yeah, like, would it make sense to join these three people, Bernie? Like you like, I just don't know anymore. Like, I mean, what are we doing here, man? Like, it's just like, it's like, to me, like any sort of like movement like this. Like, imagine if Bernie Sanders alone promoted this right here, man. Imagine LC. LC now criticizing the Democratic Party. Before then, she, even before the primary started, her and Bernie Sanders, by the way, which both clowns. Like, LT and Bernie Sanders need to wear clown makeup on their face. Like, they look like clowns now. Nah. Now, you went all in on the demo dummies. You got to support Joe Biden. Even before the primary started, even though Joe Biden was not capable of running. Like, you could have endorsed somebody else, or you could have moved from the Democratic Party to support Jill Stein or somebody else. Could have did that, like, but then you chose to support them. And now Bernie Sanders is now doing this yet. Like, he's trying to weaken this movement. Like, imagine all hands was on deck for this conference right here, man. Worker strike back. We're working strike back doing. This is real movement all about. This is the shit that RBN has been teaching me and other people. Like, hey, the workers need to come together and fight against the rich. Like, the rich is taking all of our all of our labor and taking all of the money for themselves. And the parties that are sponsored by the rich, like the rich is in both of these parties. It's like, how you gonna fight the oligarchy? And one, like you supposed to be like, I think Bernie Sanders is a demo dummy, and you supposed to you coalescing with the demo dummy party. Like, it don't make any sense, bro. Oh my god. So that's that. Yeah, man. Like, that's that. Now I'm finna get to oh god, like, I'm finna get to the hypocrisy of Bernie Sanders now. Now I'm finna play a few videos here of Bernie Sanders for over the years, right? And then I'm gonna play one with Shamus the One actually doing something productive, not fucking still stuck in the Democratic Party. Like, even Shamus the One said herself, like, a Democratic Party leads the road to working to the Democratic Party leads to a graveyard, leads to a dead end. Oh god. So I'm gonna share my screen. Let me see. This is Bernie Sanders back in 2020. Let me share my screen again. Give me a second, guys. There you go. So this is Bernie Sanders back in 2020. Even though, oh god, he said we gotta fight against the rich, and the rich is all entailed in the Democratic Party. Now, I'm gonna play this video, man. This is just for context reasons. Like, it really don't have to go along with what I'm talking about. Like, this guy is such a flip flopper, man. So Bernie, like, the more I look at Bernie, the more I see he's full of shit. Like this is who he is. This is back in 2020, by the way. But I'm gonna play the video.
Now living in an unprecedented moment. We're facing the worst public health crisis in 100 years and the worst economic collapse since the Great Depression. We are confronting systemic racism and the enormous threat to our planet of climate change.
But Bernie, I thought, this video entails that you should tell people to vote for Biden, despite Biden saying himself that he was going to fight against COVID at the time. Well, COVID's still here. The Democrats didn't do shit about COVID either. It's just spreading like wildfire. And then along with other viruses that came out towards the end of Biden's administration, But, like, again, it's like you still, like, you stuck in this cycle, lesser of two, like, you really going to the lesser of two evils. Like, my consistency is that what the Democratic Party is about, but I think you stuck in your own ways to a certain extent to think that, like, hey, we gotta fight inside, when the Democratic Party didn't even want you to be president. Like, bro, like, these are the same people that, in 2016 used super delegates against you, and then 2020, like, they had Barack Obama make phone calls telling people to drop out and shit like that, and keep Elizabeth Warren in there for you and her to divide the vote, because y'all, I guess, the closest to each other in terms of ideology or whatnot. But oh god, let me continue.
And in the midst of all of this, we have a president who is not only incapable of addressing crises, but is leading us down the path of authoritarianism. This election is the most important in the modern history of this country. In response to the unprecedented crisis we face.
Hey, Bernie, every time it's an election, bro, you always say the same fucking shit. you gonna say this shit in 2022, man. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Donald Trump is he's a tyrant, he's an essential threat to democracy. Like, bro, like, Like Joe Biden isn't. Like the Democrats isn't. Like they don't care either about people either. Like this is why we call them the duopoly. But uh, hey, yeah. Oh man, let him continue. Let him continue.
We need an unprecedented response, a movement like never before of people who are prepared to stand up and fight for democracy and decency and against greed, oligarchy, and bigotry. And we need Joe Biden as our next president. Let me tell you.
I can't believe this man with a straight face saying that Joe Biden will fight against greed, bigotry. Oh my God, bro. This man sitting here with a straight face, gaslighting people to vote for Joe Biden at this time, 2020, right? God. I mean, this Bernie Sanders way. Like, this is who Bernie Sanders was. Like, Bernie Sanders played up, boy. He played people that supported him, that donated to him, that don't knock for him. Um, you know, like, people need to see who Bernie Sanders really is. I guess this is why I'm showing these videos. And now you see why he's trying to copycat off what Walker Strike Back is doing. Like, knowing that it's a nothing burger in his turn. Like, Bernie Sanders ain't about no movement. He's about grabbing people that wants to lead the Democratic Party back into the Democratic Party. That's Bernie Sanders' job. You see what I'm saying? Oh God, let me continue a few more minutes.
Take this opportunity to say a word to the millions of people who supported my campaign this year and in 2016. My friends, thank you for your trust.
Man, Bernie, like, people thought that you was going to actually fight, bro. Like, you know, there's a lot of things you could have did, but you chose to, like, bend the knee to the Democratic Party. Like, like, people donated their last few dollars to you, man. You raised millions of dollars in 2016 and 2020. Like, Nick from RBN always said this. Like, imagine that money going towards mutual aid. Like that what it should really went to, like, building the movement towards mutual aid and stuff like that. Like, instead of going to a wasted 4 years of just pulling people back to the Democratic Party. Like, I mean, that's what your job is. So, like you don't care nothing about your supporters, Bernie. Because if you did, you would have fought for them. You wouldn't say all the shit you said, you know. And now, you know, we gotta fight the oligarchy. Oh, man. Let me continue.
Trust, your support, and the love you showed Jane, me, and our family. Together, we have moved this country in a bold new direction, showing that all of us, black and white, Latino, Native American, Asian American, gay and straight, native-born and immigrant, yearn for a nation based on the principles of justice, love, and compassion. Our campaign ended several months ago, but our movement continues and is getting stronger every day. Many of the ideas we fought for that just a few years ago were considered radical are now mainstream. But let us be clear, if Donald Trump...
He's still radical though. Like, he think that he moved the Democratic Party to a Harlem. I think he really thought that. Like, I just watching this now and I really see, like, bro, like, Democrats could even, like, Joe Biden could even get a $15 minimum wage pass. Considering parliamentarians say you can't put that in the what that one of those bills, I guess the American Rescue Plan or some shit like that. Like the Democrats don't want to fight, Bernie. They don't want to fight. Like, you still think this shit to this, like, this like 5 years ago, 2025. Yeah, you still think this shit, bro. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I'll continue a few more minutes.
Trump is reelected, all the progress we have made will be in jeopardy. At its most basic, this election is about preserving our democracy. During this president's term, The unthinkable has become normal. He has tried to prevent people from voting, undermined the U.S. Postal Service, deployed the military and federal agents against peaceful.
I'm gonna end it there because he's talking about Trump now, which it really doesn't matter. But like, this is still what Bernie Sanders thinks, though. Like, I just don't know. Now let's fast forward to 2024. 4 years later, election season, right? Bernie, even though he's supposed to be, hold on, guys. Let me see. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Shit. My damn shit froze. Hold on, guys. Damn, it froze. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. It's something froze. I tell you, man. Technology, man. Alright, guys, hold on. Sorry about that. I apologize. My internet been shaky today. Now let's fast forward to 2024. Oh God. Now my thing is, if you disagree with somebody's position on the Gaza war, why would you still vote for them? Like, Kamala Harris haven't distanced herself from Biden at all with of terms of Israel. Like she could have said, hey, she could have got a ceasefire done because she's still in the administration. Like, even though she was the vice president, you still have pull, right? Or at least say it, like, hey, I want a ceasefire. I want to end this war in Gaza. It should have never started it. I should have never started. It should have never happened. It has the right to. Oh Lord, Israel does not have the right to defend itself. She said stuff like that, but no, she chose to let it continue, and it took Trump, who's full of shit, the same Trump that wanted a ceasefire, then turns around and said he wants to buy Gaza. He's going to take Gaza, and Palestinians are basically telling him to fuck off. Like, that's basically what they're telling him, which that's the right thing to do. But yeah, like, it just don't make any sense. Like, a party that supports oligarchy, that is the part of the oligarchy that is pro-war. But I'm finna play it. Jeez, man. Here we go.
I understand that there are millions of Americans who disagree with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on the terrible war in Gaza. I am one of them. While Israel had a right to defend itself against the horrific Hamas terrorist attack of October 7th, which killed 1,200 innocent people and took 250 hostages, it did not have the right to wage an all-out war against the entire Palestinian people. It did not have the right.
Now, I know Bernie knows international law, right? He's been in the government for a long time, right? Now, Hamas had a right to defend themselves, like that's part of international law. And you like he said that, hey, Israel don't have the right to kill 42,000 Palestinians. Yeah, that's true. But again, it's like, should I vote? So should you still vote for the person that is allowing the continuation of the killing, giving Israel weapons and bombs and money, and like it just don't make any sense. Like, it's backwards. Like, do we live in a backwards society? Like, even though I don't like you beating on that homeless guy that's doing nothing, that's homeless because the government has failed him. It's not his fault that he's homeless. You still harassing the guy. I'm still gonna fuck with you. No, I will defend the homeless guy by telling the guy to fuck off. Like, leave him alone. but that's what Bernie doing. Like he just, still, killing Palestinians, but I still gonna vote for, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, because Trump gonna make it worse. Like I think that's what he said. Like genocide is genocide, man. It don't matter if Trump letting it go on or Joe Biden letting it go on. Like I always said, wrong is wrong, right?
To kill 42,000 Palestinians, 2/3 of whom were children, women, and the elderly, or injure over 100,000 people in Gaza. It did not have the right to destroy Gaza's infrastructure, housing, and healthcare system. It did not have the right to bomb every one of Gaza's 12 universities. It did not have the right to block humanitarian aid, causing massive malnutrition in children and, in fact, starvation. And that is why I am doing everything I can to block U.S. military aid and offensive weapons sales to the right-wing extremist Netanyahu government in Israel. And I know that many of you share those feelings. And some of you are saying, how can I vote for Kamala Harris if she is supporting this terrible war? And that is a very fair question. And let me give you my best answer. And that is that even on this issue, Donald Trump and his right-wing friends are worse. In the Senate, in Congress, the Republicans have worked overtime.
See? They always say that same shit. Oh, Donald Trump is worse, than Joe Biden is, and they both, on the same level of neocon fascism energy. Like, it just don't make any sense. Like, but let them continue for a few more minutes. I played this before, actually, a few months ago, but I like this context.
Time to block humanitarian aid to the starving children in Gaza. The president and vice president both support getting as much humanitarian aid into Gaza as soon as possible. Trump has said Netanyahu is doing a good job and has said Biden is holding him back. He has suggested that the Gaza Strip would make excellent beachfront property for development. And it is no one that Netanyahu prefers to have. Importantly, and this I promise you, after Kamala wins, we will together do everything that we can to change U.S. policy toward Netanyahu. An immediate ceasefire, the return of all hostages.
Oh, God, like, bro. Donald Trump did that with just basically, he basically threatened, like, all hell would break loose. Like, wow, that's so scary. But again, like, Kamala Harris didn't give a shit, bro. And you talking about you want to fight the oligarchy. So, I'm done with that. He said his piece. Trump would be worse at genocide, which is still outrageous to say. Like, how can you be even worse at genocide? But you know what, though, man? Despite, this copycat and cook, stealing, show them some want, and worker strike back idea. Now, this is a fucking movement, not no Millie Mouth. Oh, we gotta, stay the Democratic Party, and we gotta basically, push Biden in them left. We got to push them left. That's basically what he's doing. This is a movement, and this involves no political party. Show y'all what a movement is, man. This is a movement, man. This right here is a movement. Hold on, guys. There you go. This is a movement. I know I said that 3 times, but it is. Watch.
Socialist on the Seattle City Council for 10 years. In that decade, my council office led movements of working people to win historic victories, including the highest minimum wage in the country. I also saw firsthand how every part of the political establishment, led by big business and the Democratic Party, viciously.
Now, she got a $15 minimum wage done for Seattle without any involvement with a political party. She did it through what we call organizing in your community. Like Seattle is her community, she organized there. See what I'm saying? She not, no, but basically the Democratic Party, she ain't working through them, like Bernie Sanders doing, because he's a cook and bends to power. No, she said, she basically did a big middle finger up to the Democratic Party and said, fuck you, I'm gonna fight with the people on the ground, boots on the ground. That's the only way you're gonna get shit. Alright, guys.
Opposed virtually every pro-worker piece of legislation we fought for. I saw how all the cogs of the capitalist machine, the establishment politicians, the courts, the police, the NGO leaders, and sadly many labor leaders all work in concert together against the interests of workers. I can tell you from my experience, and it is increasingly evident to working people, that this system is completely irredeemable, as are both US political parties. We have no choice but to fight for radical change and for an end to the billionaire class, because the alternative is a hellscape on earth. The wildfires in Los Angeles are just the latest demonstration. Another is the fastest moving genocide of the 21st century, still underway in Gaza and likely to continue in some form even with the ceasefire negotiated by Trump.
Yep. Obviously right now, there's a ceasefire. There's a genocide going on in the West Bank, and Israel hit Lebanon. So yeah, we're just watching still genocide happening in front of our eyes. By the way, even with an active ceasefire. Yeah. So here we go.
Under the pressure of the anti-war movement and significant vote for Jill Stein. If you agree and you want to help build a fighting workers movement, become a member of Workers Strike Back today. Sign up as a dues-paying member for $5 a month, $25 a month, or whatever you can afford. Every single dollar is crucial for building Workers Strike Back, including our upcoming week of action, February 8th to the 15th, to support Amazon workers in North Carolina, as well as our mass organizing conference in Seattle on February 22nd, where we'll be joined by Chris Hedges, Jill Stein, and working people from around the country to build our movement and to discuss how we can begin laying the foundation for a new major party for working people. The next day, on February 23rd, Workers Strike Back members will be voting at our first ever national convention in person in Seattle on our priorities for 2025, including on our Fight the Rich campaign. Workers Strike Back membership also funds our on-strike broadcast, which provides critical interviews, analysis, and a fighting strategy for the workers and anti-war movement. Become a member now at workerstrikeback.org. Working people need to be clear about who our enemies are. They are the billionaires and the bosses,
Yep, that's why, I always, even my meager Twitter account that's now shadow brand. Even that's why I always talk about the billionaires. It always goes back to the oligarchy, the billionaire class. That's who we need to fight, not the person that's on food stamps, not the person that's homeless. Like that's not the immigrants that pick your crops or build your houses. Like those are not your enemies, man. Like only reason why we have a inflow of migrants coming to this country is because we destabilize their homeland. So where else they gonna go? See what I'm saying? But Trump, and the others, they use culture war bullshit, saying it's trans people. It's your fault why your life sucks, or it's migrant why your life sucks, or it's they don't say this, but a lazy black person that's on Section 8 and food stamps and Medicaid, they're the reason why your life isn't, why your life sucks, in which that is a fucking lie. It's the motherfuckers that bought the election to basically hack into the treasury and just God knows what the fuck else he's doing with the information. Like putting your bank account numbers and your social security numbers in a private server. And God knows the fuck this private server is going to. Like that's a criminal shit right there, man. Like that's personal people's information you fucking with. I'm talking about Muskrat. So that's your enemy. Muskrat is your enemy. Muskrat is your enemy, guys. Remember that. Like Jeff Bezos is your enemy. Like those are your enemies, man. Mark Zuckerberg is your enemy. Like not your neighbor. Okay.
Capitalist class, their institutions, their political parties, and people who sometimes appear and sound like they support workers, but really act as pressure release valves and gatekeepers. Our enemies are not other working.
That was Bernie Sanders and AOC are. They're gatekeepers. Perfect. She put it perfectly. While I was giving y'all all kind of weird terms. Gatekeeping. That's what um Alexander Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders are doing. That's their job. Their job is to like saying, yeah, we know that, the oligarchy is the problem, but the Republican oligarchy is worse than the blue oligarchy, so you gotta stay with the blue oligarchy. See, that's what it does. That's what gatekeeping does. So shout out to Summer Sawant, man. She's very knowledgeable, intelligent.
Class or middle class or poor people. They are not immigrants, trans people, ordinary Republican or Democratic voters, nor independent voters or non-voters. Our enemies are those who make millions or billions of dollars a year, own multiple homes, own the politicians, own the land and resources, and who call the shots in this system. Our enemies are also all those who justify and protect the interests of the rich. The billionaires themselves are fully responsible for the disasters engulfing us. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the healthcare CEOs, the major shareholders on Wall Street. We must completely reject the bullshit liberal narrative that some collective we or human nature is responsible. It's not. It's the decision makers who own everything and who put their profits ahead of everything and everyone. These billionaires are driving us over the cliff of climate disaster, presiding over a dire cost of living crisis, and leading us toward.
Yeah, like you said, that graphic right there, guys. Like everything is going up. I mean that's why I don't want to put her business out there, but pretty sure you guys may know what's going on. Like Liz, for example, the co-founder of the network. That's why she's trying to move to another state. Because her rent is continuing it's going to go up even more, and she makes $16 an hour. So yeah, like shit is getting dystopian for everybody. And this is why Summerson want Jill Stein and other people are trying to build movements, to get the ball rolling. Like we really need to get the ball rolling now. Like look on that graphic, man. Car prices going up. $47,000 for a new car, and these new cars aren't built for shit. Most of them. Money went up almost $2,000 a month. Oh my god! And then look at a family of four. How much it costs? $900, almost $1,000. That's crazy. So, yeah, I'm gonna continue for a few more minutes.
Towards World War III. Amidst our desperate struggle for survival, last year saw the world's 5 richest billionaires increase their wealth by $542 billion. Elon Musk's wealth alone is rapidly approaching $500 billion. Globally, we are seeing the highest levels of inequality in human history. The rulers and their political representatives are rapidly losing.
You know why I hate Muskrat and I hate these other oligarchy motherfuckers? It's because they're the same motherfuckers, along with the politicians, that tells you that we have to cut the government because we spending too much money, and people just living off the government, when most of these motherfuckers get contracts from the government. Like Muskrat, for example, get $8 million a day from the government, and then he has a contract to make armored Tesla vehicles. Yeah. but well, a person on food stamps, on SNAP or food stamps, or Medicaid is the problem. See how they want us to argue with each other. They want us to hate each other. Like, I think they are scared too that people waking up to, like, damn, I'm working hard. I'm trying to do the best I can, and I still can't get by. And like, I'm doing what's supposed to be right, working, being productive, while these billionaire motherfuckers aren't don't really doing nothing, profiting off my labor. Like, see how people are waking up. So yeah.
Losing credibility. Kamala Harris's downfall was part of this. Working people rejected the idea that they should swallow more of the status quo, which was all she offered us. Harris was rejected by the majority despite most of the labor leadership, including UAW President Shawn Fain, shamelessly cheerleading her and the Democratic Party that broke a railroad workers' strike in 2022 and betrayed working people on every issue from the 15.
That's why I say union leaders can be sometimes kind of suspect. Like, how you supporting an administration that broke a railroad strike because people wanted more days off? I think that don't make any sense. Like, yeah, it's wild. How much the Democratic Party paid Shawn Fain to do that? I just want to know.
$1 an hour minimum wage to Medicare for all. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Canadian Liberal Party are the latest in a series of global casualties of liberal bourgeois parties following major ongoing political instability in Western Europe, including France and Germany. According to an annual survey which tracks 10 of the leading industrialized nations, the incumbents in last year's elections in every single one of the 10 countries was either booted out by voters or lost a significant share of the vote. This is the first time this has ever happened in almost 120 years of records. Alongside the anger of millions in each of these nations, the most prominent feature is the absence of militant leadership on the left and in the labor movement that is prepared to break with the political parties of the rich. We need to accelerate the crisis for the billionaires and their servants and build a genuine independent working class alternative. During the last election, Workers' Strike Back joined Abandon Harris and millions of working people in making Harris and the Democrats pay a price for supporting the genocide in Gaza and for their systematic anti-worker agenda. Workers' Strike Back fought for every vote for Jill Stein as the strongest anti-war pro-worker candidate, including in the crucial swing state of Michigan. We won voters who were previously planning to vote for Harris or Trump, or who were planning not to vote at all, to support Stein. The anti-war vote in the election has already had some effects. While Trump is a warmonger himself, he saw the way the political winds were blowing and moved to pressure the Israeli ruling class into a ceasefire prior to his inauguration. That does not mean in any way that Israel will not look to resume their assault at the earliest opportunity or that the brutal occupation will end. Nonetheless, it is an important concession from the...
Exactly. Like, yeah, Israel making any excuse whatsoever. Hamas didn't bring back the right body. The mother of the Bibbis family, or some. It's always something. Like, yeah, that's Israel. Israel really actually broke the ceasefire while Hamas is going by it, religiously, as they say. So yeah, yeah, and also too, because Trump vehemently got a ceasefire done, don't it still doesn't make him like he's anti-war. Trump is not anti-war. I don't know why some people that I know call Trump anti-war. Like, how is he anti-war? If Trump was anti-war, why he would have ended the war in Afghanistan? You see what I'm saying? Like, even though he said he was against the war in Iraq, okay, but like, if you anti-war, you'll end all the wars. Like, I mean that's just common sense, right? All right, guys, a few more minutes of this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
The ruling class under pressure from the anti-war movement, and particularly the wing of the movement that took a clear stand against the Democrats for presiding over the genocide. Workers Strike Back, Abandon Harris, and others were correct not to bend to the considerable lesser evil pressures and to instead take an independent working class position, rejecting both capitalist parties. In response to our clear position, Workers Strike Back received strong support among many working people and doubled in size over the last several months of the campaign. We need to build an organization that can lead campaigns like this on a much larger nation.
So I'm gonna end it right there, guys. Continue to watch it yourself. The name of the YouTube channel that this forum is on strike. I think this is Worker Strike Back channel. So it's great, man. I watched the whole thing myself, man. I can listen to Shamsa One talk all day. That woman's incredible. Yeah, man. Now that's a real movement, working people movement. It's Shamsa One is not gatekeeping people to come back to any political party. She's saying that the only way to make real change is on the ground, actually getting shit done. That's the only way, guys. Like, you know, like so Shamsa One, a lot of shit done on the local level. Like, she got $15 minimum wage done on a local level in Seattle, where we can't even get a $50 minimum wage done on a federal level. This is why a lot of people that's in this space says that, hey, we need to focus. People should focus more on local politics, which is true. You know, there's nothing wrong with voting. It's just that you got to learn, like the lowest priority should be on the federal level. The highest priority should be on the local level. So, shout out to Shamsa One. You know, I love to attend one of those worker strike back meetings. Like they do amazing work. Like they got, they doing the work that I need to be doing. Like, being on Twitter arguing with unserious leftists is not the answer. See, what makes you a real leftist in my eyes is doing the work of Shamsa One, doing the work of Sabby Sabs, Nick, JP, Rome, Feeney. Like those people are real leftists. Like they do real work. Shamsa One too, Jill Stein, like they're real leftists. Like saying that you're a leftist and you never mind. I'm not gonna get to all that because I know I don't want to stir up no more mess. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta put in the work to, like, I used to be religious, but they always say you gotta study to show yourself approved. And those people I mentioned, they done the work. So, all right, guys, on to the last story. All right, guys. Before I get to the last segment of this live stream, be sure to hit that like button. The gracious like button. Hit it. It helps us out in the algorithm. I know I'm a fool, but hey, I'm trying to get people to like the video. It's working. Like, when y'all like it, you get more traction. So like the video. Joy Reid, or Joy and Reid, the former host of Reid Out on Msnbc, has been fired. But MSNBC claims that her show has been canceled because, they are downsizing the network. A lot of people say that Bender needed Trump, which that's true. But I think it's more than that. I think it is what Ariana Jasmine said in the beginning of the video. I played a video, shout out to her. And also too, this is her Substack right here. It's called Ariana Jasmine Justice Journal. Check that out. Subscribe to it. She does amazing work, man. It's free, but you can also subscribe to it monthly. $5 a month. It don't matter. Great read. It says here, MSNBC fires anchor critical of Israel. So it says Joy Reid, Alex Wagner, and Eamon Mayilden all got axed or demoted today. So not only a couple of days ago they fired Joy Reid, they fired a couple of other anchors. Yeah, she said maybe their ratings tanked or they were no longer a good fit for national TV. But one thing the anchors had in common was being critical of Israel's onslaught against Palestinians. Crystal Ball put it best, and she says, I can't say I'm surprised Joy, Alex, and Eamon, and Mehdi Hassan were all critical of Israel, and now they've all been canceled. No dissent from the pro-genocide consensus will be tolerated. Obviously, it says Joy Reid and Ayman Moyildin's Palestine coverage. Joy and Ayman have stood firm in their unbiased reporting on Palestine for over a year. Up to this point, this was unheard of for traditional media. Years ago, when Mark Lamont Hill did the same on CNN, he was fired pretty soon after. Yeah, I remember that. Traditional media notoriously leans very pro-Israel. Yes, because a bunch of AIPAC sycophants are in traditional media. And that's just something America has dealt with for years prior to October 7th. It says, in hours of research and watching MSNBC's and CNN overall very bad Gaza coverage. By far the best anchor on the topic was Joy and Reid. Ayman Moyildin was the close second, but Reid was most consistent, thorough, and most likely to speak in moral terms. Make of what you wish. Then it says, before this firing spree, Mehdi Hassan was spurred from MSNBC as well. His show was very pro-Palestine as shown in this clip. Now, I'm very critical of Mehdi Hassan. Like, yeah, I give him credit for being pro-Palestine. I mean, he's Palestinian himself. I mean, don't be a race traitor. But, but, hey, I'm going to play this video by him right quick. Let me see. Here you go.
What is Israel's end goal in Gaza, where, according to the local health officials, almost 23,000 people have been killed in just 3 months? Officially, say the Israeli government and our own Biden administration, the goal is to defeat Hamas, which killed 1,200 Israelis on October the 7th, to eradicate them from Gaza, even from the face of the earth, if that's even possible. But unofficially...
Now, my thing about that is, okay, they claim 1,200 people have been killed, which you can't really believe what Israel says, but 1,200, 42,000. Nah, so I'll tell you, just a little bit excessive, yeah, excessive. But I let him continue. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but it's just a clip.
Actually, Israeli ministers keep saying the quiet part out loud, that the aim of this operation is to clear Gaza of Gazans, what the Palestinians and a growing number of governments around the world are calling ethnic cleansing. Israel's finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, said in an interview last week on Israeli army radio, quote, if we act strategically, correctly, there will be immigration and we will live in the Gaza Strip. We will not allow a situation where 2 million people live there. If there are 100 to 200,000 Arabs in Gaza, all the talk about the day after will be different. And Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, said to reporters that the war presents, quote, an opportunity to concentrate on encouraging the migration of the residents of Gaza. He called such a policy a correct, just, moral and humane solution. Now, the Biden administration has said it rejects such calls, and supporters of Israel say these two guys are not important. They're fringe figures. Though I'm not sure how fringe you can really consider the finance minister and the national security minister to be. Ethnic cleansing is, of course, a war crime. But Israel continues to deny that it's committing war crimes in Gaza, even as journalists on the ground continue to document what leading human rights groups and even UN rapporteurs have said could amount to war crimes.
Yeah, I'm into there, but yeah, you reporting, facts about the genocide like that on traditional media, yeah, you definitely sure you're gonna get fired. No doubt about that. That's not tolerated on traditional media. You got to be pro-Israel. You got to say Hamas is an evil terrorist organization, and you got to say Israel has the right to defend itself. You don't say that, nah, bruh, you ain't gonna last. So yeah, man, I kudos Mehdi Hassan, but I'm gonna continue the article. It says Mehdi getting tech was the best thing for him and his left-leaning media. Not only does his media company support smaller leftist creators as contributors, but he also created a left-leaning media source that's rare nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I disagree with this. He has sponsors. I mean, he's not independent. He's not I had to say that he's not completely independent. If you have sponsors, you gotta still watch what you say. for a reason. Zeto has accomplished something that no other media company has been able to do, and I think that's along with groundbreaking. He said Joy and Reid has similar shows as well, even calling on former Vice President Kamala Harris to take a clear stance on the onslaught against Gaza, pleading that the mass murder of civilians needs to end. So it's another video I'm gonna play. Here we go.
Early Saturday, an Israeli airstrike hit a school serving as a shelter in Gaza, killing at least 100 people and wounding nearly 50 others, according to Palestinian health authorities. On the same day as the strike, Vice President Kamala Harris condemned the loss of civilian life.
Yet again, there are far too many civilians who've been killed. I mean, Israel has a right to go after the terrorists that are Hamas.
Oh,
but as I have said many, many times, they also I believe, an important responsibility to avoid civilian casualties.
Uncommitted and anti-war voters see a reset with Harris, Israel, and Gaza. Her language is different, capable of moving the needle and gaining favor with some of the voters who are President region. This was a school serving as a shelter for refugees of war, attacked during morning prayers. Witnesses said children, women, and old people were inside, sleeping, and that the school was hit without an evacuation warning from the IDF. President Biden has faced months of public pressure to cut off the supply of weapons to Israel amid its war on Gaza, which has killed about 40,000 people.
So yeah, her coverage was good. The reason why, I guess, if this genocide didn't exist, it'd still be on now, but I'm gonna continue. It says the other guy, Ayman Mohyeldin, dedicated years to speaking out on the atrocities that happened to Palestinians, using his influence at Msnbc to educate the masses, even calling it a brutal occupation and calling out the bias reported compared to Ukraine. Now this is Ayman.
This past week, as the world's attention was focused on Lower Manhattan for the indictment of Donald Trump, chaos unfolded in occupied East Jerusalem at the site of one of Islam's holiest sites, the Al-Aqsa compound. Take a look. The Israeli military stormed the mosque, beating Palestinian worshippers and arresting hundreds it alleged were barricading themselves and stockpiling rocks and firecrackers inside.
But I'm like, watching that, you'll say to yourself, like, I mean, I thought Israel was going after the terrorists, but they're going after people that are in a mosque worshiping, practices. Okay, I'm gonna let it play a little bit more.
Other images captured Israeli forces harassing and arresting Palestinians, including elderly men and women, in the middle of prayer. This, of course, I remind you, is during the holy month of Ramadan. The assault didn't get much global attention, and when it did make appearances in the Western media, it was mostly reduced to ambiguous milquetoast headlines like "clashes erupt" or "tensions rise in Jerusalem." The situation is unfortunately far more grave than that, and it continues to escalate. After 2 days' mosque attack, Palestinian militants fired rockets into Israel, and the Israeli military responded with its largest airstrike assault on Lebanon in 7 years.
So yeah, that's his coverage, which, both coverages are good. Like, hey, you telling the truth about what's actually going on traditional media, that's a real big deal, right? Yeah, but it says, per CNN, MSNBC has declined to provide any comment on why all of these vocally pro-Palestine anchors have been tanked or demoted. Jen Psaki, former White House press secretary for the Biden administration, is now host primetime MSNBC. Surprise, surprise. The removal and demotion of outspoken anchors like Joy Reid, Ayman Mohyeldin, and Mehdi Hassan from significant media outlets highlights a troubling pattern in the industry where pro-Palestinian perspectives are marginalized or silenced. It says their bold and unbiased reporting on Palestine challenged the long-standing pro-Israel narrative, making them outliers in traditional media. Despite these setbacks, the emergence of independent media like Zetil, which supports smaller left-leaning creators, signals a shift towards alternative news sources that embrace diverse viewpoints. It says the pushback against these journalists underscores the broader struggle over media control and the power to shape public discourse. So yeah. Shout out to sorry about that, guys. I keep forgetting to switch templates, but layouts. But yeah. So yeah. 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 That's the reason why they got rid of them. Like obviously, right? Because they coverage on Palestine, like that's unacceptable in traditional media. Now I'm gonna get to another article that is different from what Ariana Jasmine said. Obviously, right? Um, finna pull it up right here. Right here. Um, it says, let me see. It says, what happened to Joy Reid? Hope you guys can see that. Let me see. Still coming. Pop up. What the hell happened? Hold on, guys. Oh, God. It went somewhere else. What the fuck, man? Um, Let me see. Sorry about that, guys. So sorry about that. I apologize. There you go. Holy shit. What the hell going on with my computer today? Brand new computer too. It says it's from the Delaware Online. It says what happened to Joy Reid? The Reid Out canceled on MSNBC. Here's why. Um, it says the 5-year run of the Reid Out on MSNBC is over. Um, Here's why MSNBC canceled Joy Reid show, and it said when you could catch the final broadcast, which we don't care about, because that was a few days ago. It says why did MSNBC cancel Joy Reid? It says the Reid Out show was casually in the wide programming shakeup at MSNBC, revamping MSNBC lineup. Wow, see what they say? Revamping includes the cancellation of Joy Reid's program and replacing it with MSNBC's The Weekend host Alicia Menendez, Michael Steele, and Simone Sanders Townsend was a mission of MSNBC President Rebecca Cutler when she replaced the former network president Rashida Johnson in early February. So so the shakeup, yeah, like that's all I have to read. I'm not gonna get to all that other things because I got another video to show y'all. But see, a shakeup. Yeah, translation. We don't want no pro-Palestine content on our platform. Like, nah, like we pro-Israel. Like, these other people, they went too far. And then the other thing too, the people that they canceled off MSNBC were people of color. Which, yeah, like that DEI boy, like people dropping that DEI like flies. All right, guys, I got one more video for y'all. This is basically Joy Reid. Basically, this is from these people. This right wing outlet called Sky News Australia, which basically, here we go, guys. Here we go.
My show had value, and that that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And this is kind of like being on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end.
So yeah, they cut it off on a while. So yeah, man. Like, I'm gonna end it right there. Basically, the reason why they canceled Joy Reid and the other two people, was because of pro-Palestine content. So yeah, my thing for Joy Reid is like you still like in the Democratic stratosphere, so I really don't fuck with you like that. But she'll be fine. I mean, like I'm pretty sure she got a bag stashed somewhere saved up. Like like she's known, so she goes on YouTube, and she'll automatically get a base. Like she always. I mean, people that watch corporate media are usually old. I'm pretty sure they. Well, some of them do use YouTube, but maybe someone find on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. Especially on Facebook, that's what most elderly people are on. So yeah, y'all. That's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed ATP Live. A little bit longer than usual because I had a lot of stuff to talk about. Talk about Luigi Mangione. Talked about Joy Reid. Talked about Bernie Sanders being a cook. So yeah, y'all. Before I go, like the video, helps us out in the algorithm. Greatly appreciate you guys watching our stuff, man. You'll see more of Liz and Mike on here. I want them to be the spotlights of this network, not me. Like I'm gonna talk to them about that in the future, and also follow us on Twitter as well. Like we on there. Like still post stuff on Twitter, even though I'm getting shadow banned. I don't really care at this point. And also I'm on Red Note. Like if you ain't on Red Note, man, I recommend you signing up for it, man. It's a lot of good content on there. It's not toxic as Twitter is. So, if you want, a TikTok like platform, because unless ByteDance sell it, which I don't think they can because of some law that China got. Red Note might be the future. So follow me on Red Note. I'm already growing on there. And yeah, y'all. So thank you so much for watching ATP Live. I'm Andre Morton signing out. Have a good one. And I almost forgot. Fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.